Today, a top Democrat is set to speak with the head of the country's coronavirus task force, Vice President Mike Pence. This as the country readies itself for what health officials have called the inevitable. And for more, here's ABC's Alex Perche from Washington. Meanwhile, back here at home, Governor David Ige is asking state lawmakers for $7.2 million to help fight the coronavirus over the next 4 months. In this letter to the Department of Health and Department of Defense, he said funding is for surveillance, quarantines, and enhanced communication strategies in case of an outbreak.
So the bottom line message as the City and County of Honolulu is asking the residents of this island, one, to be informed, be prepared but not overreact.
That's Honolulu Mayor Kirk Caldwell urging residents to educate themselves about coronavirus or COVID-19 and not to panic. Hawaiian Airlines also temporarily suspended direct service between Honolulu and South Korea. That's due to the number of COVID-19 cases jumping from 51 a week ago to nearly 1,000. Hawaiian operates 5 weekly nonstop flights between Honolulu and Incheon, and they're all on hold until at least May.
It's been evolving over the last couple of weeks and really evolving with the news flow. I think it is fair to say that we have seen some slowdown in the pace of people booking trips, particularly from Asian origination points. And we've also seen some cancellations.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention issued a Level 3 advisory, meaning people should avoid non-essential travel to South Korea. And now more colleges and universities across the country are canceling or changing study abroad programs because of the outbreak. At last check, no programs from the University of Hawaii have yet been impacted, but Hawaii Pacific University restricted all non-essential travel to countries with a State Department Level 2 travel warning, and the East-West Center postponed several planned conferences. Still to come on KITV4, more baby boomers are lighting up. We'll tell you why marijuana use has spiked among people 65 and older, and why doctors say this could be a health risk. Those stories coming up on KITV. Stay with us.
This is KITV4 Island News Midday.
Welcome back. If you've ever felt like you've been underpaid, well, a new bill moving through the state capitol could help prevent that. And it's looking to crack down on companies that commit wage theft. Representative Chris Lee says his bill would subject employers who willingly withhold money from their employees' paychecks to criminal charges. Violators could face up to 5 years in prison and up to $10,000 in fines.
So in cases around the country, we've seen employers intentionally dock wages from their employees, underpay their employees, pocket the money themselves. And in those cases, they can be charged with a felony, which can be thousands of dollars, years in prison, because that is the same thing as somebody going to a store nearby and robbing them of the same amount of money. So in this case, it protects workers from that kind of exploitation.
Under current law, the penalties for employers convicted of wage fraud ranges from a fine of $50 to up to a year in prison. All right, Tasia, thank you. Marijuana use has spiked among people aged 65 and older, but doctors are warning that this might not be a good thing. Meredith Wood now explains. Well, still to come on KITV4, an owl rescued from the ashes of a California wildfire is flying high once again, and a glass installer becomes a highway hero. Those stories coming up on KITV4. Welcome back now to an update on the woman who failed to bring her missing kids to law enforcement. Lori Vallow's bail remains at $5 million. In court on Kauai, a judge denied her attorney's request to lower it, and she's charged with 2 counts of child abandonment. Her 2 kids, 7-year-old Joshua J.J. Vallow and 17-year-old Tylee Ryan, haven't been seen since September.
Ignore the publicity, ignore the hype, the sensationalization of this case, and set bail the way this court would any other individual under these circumstances.
The plain meaning of confirm means firmly establishes. So I am firmly establishing and confirming what I previously said at the hearing, last hearing, So bail is confirmed at $5 million.
Vallow agreed to be extradited back to Idaho. She's scheduled to be in court again next Monday. And court documents reveal new details about Sunday night's murder in Mililani. 33-year-old Jamil Hart is accused of killing his 74-year-old mother, Gwendolyn Hara Hart. According to the documents, neighbors heard screaming from a unit at Waipio Gardens Apartments, which is where the bodies of Gwendolyn and a dog were found. Honolulu police report they found a blood trail leading them to her son at a nearby church. His bail is set for $1 million. 100,000 native sea urchins to control invasive algae. And officials there are dropping those urchins into the ocean at an area covering about 76 acres near Diamond Head. And scientists hope that these algae patrollers will eventually help coral to regrow. And we'll check back in now with weather as Tasia Worley's back with a look at today's surf forecast. Speaking of being out in the water, Tasia, how's it all shaping up?
Well, surf on the south side, nice and calm, 1 to 3. And then if you do want...
Welcome back. A new beginning unfolded in the skies above California for an injured owl that spent months in rehab.
Jeremy Roth has the story in today's Take a Look at This.